I've learned so much, and I'm so glad that I've gotten to know you a little bit. But partly I wanted to interview you because you did troll me, and because it hit me in a different place, and I was like, oh my god, it was my awakening to I've only been trolled by men up to now, and you found a soft spot in me that I didn't know I even had. And so I had to like go away, and I stayed away for a couple weeks to actually like process what I
What
found.
did I do?
It was the cum jar you had me get in. Yeah. You scored.
Because like everybody else was talking about the joke and be like, "Oh, little My Little Pony figurine." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I have something for that in here.
I
I've been
see.
keeping it in here for a while. I wonder if I still have it." Oh, hail
Ah.
the jar! The jar of mysterious liquids.
You know, what I realized was like we pick our different avatars for different reasons, right? And for me, I had this really
That's
painful
a statement.
memory around this unicorn, this little rainbow dash unicorn. And I didn't know that like I was in a place of like being super vulnerable. Yes. So now the little unicorn is inside.
Poor
And
guy.
I had no idea that there's
Poor,
a whole
poor
meme
Rainbow Dash.
about like a cum jar on a little unicorn baby.
Poor
That was
guy. I mean, poor unicorn.
yeah. It had vibe of, the sense of innocence and magic, and believing that it can be safe to be innocent and magical. So yeah, it was a fascinating moment where I was like, I need to understand this deeper layer of trolling that feels much more psychological. And yet what I appreciate about that I'm learning right now that I didn't know before was maybe that night people were seeing my little pony avatar that I thought was just like an adorable kind of innocent
Yeah.
self, and they were all thinking cum jar when they were seeing it. And so you kind of
We've been on the internet for far too long.
yeah, and so you brought the
Yeah, the obvious answer out.
right, because you knew that was on everybody's mind. So you were kind of cluing me into a culture piece that I didn't know.
Yeah.
So thank you.
Like, yeah, they're talking about this. I know it's horrifying, but the truth is horrifying at times.
Yeah, and so I think that's a piece where one of my perspectives that isn't so popular is um, that trolls are actually telling us about like the implicit norms of our culture, and they're running around and they're dancing on
Yeah.
all the like vacant spots where we have not filled those places with conscious community, and they're showing us where we're looking away to from where we're not helping each other. And people don't necessarily, especially in the XR profession, like to hear that because that's expensive to think about it like that. But I think that you demonstrated it in a really different way than I'd ever realized, which was, the creativity in here also has context that is important to understand and know about. Otherwise, what felt
Mm-hmm.
very gentle and innocent to me was actually possibly creating just like a who is she and why is she so ignorant? Does she really know what she's wearing or why that avatar was created? You're giving me context here. And so I'm glad I came back and I learned.
But it's also people will genuinely love My Little Pony, but
Yeah.
like because there's so much of the meme culture behind it, it's kind of hard because My Little Pony is actually a genuinely good show. Has some good characters, some wonderful designs. Love the aesthetic. Um, Rarity is my favorite. Like I said, I know a bit too much, but I don't know as much as other people do.
Yeah,
People
right.
will take innocent things and pair it with
Yeah, pretty vulgar stuff.
yeah, but it's fine. We're all over age. But kids
Yeah.
will laugh at naughty things to themselves all the time.
That's true. That's true. Well, much gratitude to you.
Like, because I think it's so crazy. Like, we're all adults and we all don't say the most obvious joke. And people think I'm funny because I say the most obvious things. Because, like, my friend Dee Dee took my head and she shakes me. She's like, puzzle. What? Never change. Say exactly what's on your mind. I'm like, what? No, that's the thing I'm having trouble with. She's like, but well, you say it's fun.
Do you know what liminal space is?
No, I don't. I mean, I love liminal spaces, like this weird endless void, and doors and back rooms
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff.
you
That's
do know
cool, but
then.
I don't know what your definition is.
So liminal is the in-between place. And in the in-between place, we can find and build words and understanding that we can't build in the place that's most obvious and everyone's just accepting it and it's forgotten that it's there. Liminal space is where we can say the things like you said about Toki eating people. It's the metaphorical
Yeah.
bridge to understanding the unconscious norms that can completely break group experiences. And you speak from that place sometimes into it every once in a while. And I'm just like, whoa, hello, I want to listen now. Everyone shut up. Puzzle's talking. So,
Yeah. I just go off into a rant and I'm like, gets on my soapbox. You kids these days, you don't understand. It's so obvious. It's right there in front of you. You're tired because of capitalism. It's not because of your own personal failings.
nice.
It's all capitalism.
That's so good,
But yeah.
Puzzle. Well, this was
He
brilliant.
yells angrily and shakes at the fists. Capitalism.